guys having a good time? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get this thing started. Let me introduce to you Verne Troyer. There you go. There's a microphone for you.
Wow, this is long as my leg.
So you having a good time this weekend so far?
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
That's great. And welcome back again. Petey was telling me that you don't remember coming before. But
Well,
again, that was a very long time ago.
I've done so many, so that was back in 2005 is what I heard from people. Back in Fort Lauderdale. So,
Right.
So, yeah, glad to be back, and, I'm having a great time.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. It's always, a pleasure having you here.
How do you know?
Because I was here the last time.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Oh, absolutely. So we have a room full of people who I'm sure are excited to hear your stories and talk about your films and your career. I'm sure they've got plenty of questions to ask. So we've got some staff members out there with some microphones. So if anybody's got a question, feel free to raise your hand and we'll get this thing started. Yes, sir, right here.
Sorry?
How were you approached for the first movie you did?
It was a film called Baby's Day Out, and I was actually working at a telephone company called Sprint, which I'm sure you all know, and I was doing customer service, and a friend of mine got a call from the producers of this film for Baby's Day Out, and I sent out my headshot and, just a little bit about me. I hadn't done anything before that, and they flew me up, and I, basically met with them. It's a John Hughes film, if you guys know who John Hughes is. It's just amazing, and basically on the spot they gave me the job. So I quit my job at Sprint and went directly into being a stuntman.
So going into films, it wasn't a conscious decision. It's not something that you seeked out. You just kind of fell into it.
Well, ever since beginning of high school, I seen a movie called Willow, and there's so many little people in that movie, and I knew that I could do it the same as they could, and possibly even better. I wasn't trying to be cocky, but I was very agile and very stunt worthy when I was younger, growing up in a wrestling family. So when I seen that, I knew that I had the opportunity, but didn't know how to go about in doing it.
Okay, we have a gentleman back here with a question.
What was it like working with Heath Ledger?
Wow. Probably one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Such a rare talent, an extreme talent, amazing. I can't say more things about him that aren't true. I mean, he's such an amazing person, and I feel so honored and lucky to be able to have at least been able to meet him, and obviously been able to work with him. Doing that film was a high and low, obviously. I really enjoyed the time that I had with him, and then the low was, trying to come back and finish it, which, I'm sure for everybody, in the cast, the crew, everybody, it was hard. And for me, and I'm just gonna say for me, it was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. So, I really miss him. I miss it when I watch the movie, if I can get through it. It's just a great memory.
Any other questions on it? The microphone somewhere floating around?
Well, take your time.
Out of all the films that you've worked on, whether it be on a stunt level or as an actor, do you have any particular ones that are your favorites?
It's hard to say just one favorite, but I almost have to say The Spider Shaggman, because that's the one that got me noticed and got me, to where I am right now. And I you know, from the very beginning, I've always considered myself lucky. And, you know, when I say that, people come up to me and say, well, there's got to be some talent there. And I hope so.
You have someone in the back there with the microphone?
Yes, hi. What's it like working with Mike Myers? Is he as funny off screen as he is on? Or was it more like an on set, like everybody's super straight and you do or like...
Can I be sarcastic?
Yes. Please.
He was an asshole. No, he was one of the best people that I've ever worked with. He's so funny. He improvs. You never know what he's going to do. And, you know, you have to try to react off of what he's doing at that time, because it's not in the script. So you see what he's doing, and in the same frame, he's like, you have to react. And he makes it challenging, he makes it fun and exciting, and he's so talented. I mean, he's a comic guru.
Was it hard to do a movie where you basically don't talk the majority of the time? It's all about your reactions. It's like...
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't speak in any of the Austin Powers films, so, you know, it kind of went back to the silent days of Harold Lloyd, if you guys remember that, or, you know, Charlie Chaplin. Now, I'm not comparing myself to them, please. I'm not doing that. But I'm saying it was similar to that. I enjoyed it and almost made it more challenging, you know, to try to get your expression